Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, in this video, we will begin the first lesson of Straight Path Academy Arabic Volume 1, Reading Arabic Letters. In this lesson, we learn one letter and three symbols. The letter we learn is the letter ba. Now, as we mentioned, one thing that helps make learning Arabic much easier in the beginning is relating it to our knowledge of English. So we're going to compare the letter ba to the English letter B. So just like when you see this symbol in English, you understand it represents a particular sound, B. We want you to do the same thing in Arabic, except the symbol is going to look like this now. It's a U-like shape with a dot underneath it. So from now on, when you see this, we want to remember that it represents the same sort of sound that the letter B represents in English. An example of an Arabic word that begins with the letter ba is the name Bilal. And that's the only letter that we're going to learn in lesson 1. However, there are three very important symbols that we're also going to learn. And those symbols are called harakat. And these harakat are symbols written above or beneath a letter to represent a particular vowel sound. The first harakat we're going to learn is the fatha. As we can see, it's just a straight line that is written above a letter. So for example, this is the letter ba. If we were going to write a fatha above the letter ba, it would look like this. And the vowel sound that the fatha represents is like the English letter A, similar to the name Adam. So every time we see this line written above a letter, like here above the letter ba, we want to associate it with the sound that an A makes in English. And one thing that might help you remember that this symbol represents the A sound is that it is a line written above, above a letter. The second harakat we want to learn in this lesson is the kasra. Now the kasra looks just like the fatha. It's just a straight line. However, the kasra is written beneath a letter. For example, if we were going to write a kasra beneath the letter ba, it would look like this. It's a line written beneath a letter, and the sound it represents is similar to the English letter I. So we're going to pronounce it like E, such as in the word Islam. And something that might help you remember the sound of the kasra is that it is a line written beneath, beneath a letter. Now the last symbol we want to learn in this lesson is the third harakah, the dhamma. And the dhamma looks like a loop shape that's written above a letter. For example, if we were going to write a dhamma above the letter ba, we'd make this loop shape above the letter. And the dhamma represents a vowel sound similar to the English U, like the oo sound in the name Musa. And something that might help you remember this is recognizing that the dhamma, the shape is like a loop, a loop that represents the oo sound. So a quick review of the harakat. The fatha is written above, and it represents the sound, like the English A. The kasra is written beneath, and it makes an E sound like the I in English. And the dhamma is a loop, it represents the oo sound like the English U. And of course, as we mentioned, the letter ba sounds like the English B. So now that you have learned one letter and three symbols, the next step is making sure that you have memorized this information. And something that helps with that is repetition. Therefore, after each lesson, we have exercises designed to help you memorize and also test your memorization. So it says exercise 1, practice pronouncing the letter ba with each harakah. Write down the correct pronunciation using English letters beneath each example. The first row has been completed for you. So remember, Arabic is written from right to left. That's why it says start here on the right, and we're going to go from the right to the left. However, when we write the English transliteration, we're still going to write that from left to right. And the transliteration, it's just like training wheels. It's just used in the very beginning to help you gain some momentum, but inshallah, very soon you're not going to need the transliteration anymore. And there's a very simple method to doing these exercises. The first step is you're going to look at the letter. So here we see the letter. Which letter is it? It's the letter ba. Now, of course, we've only learned the letter ba. So all of these exercises use the letter ba, but we're still going to use the same process once we start adding other letters. So first we look at the letter and we want to write down which English letter corresponds to this Arabic letter. And of course, when it comes to the letter ba, it's the English B. So that's why the first letter here is the letter B. Then comes step 2. After identifying the letter, then you're going to read the harakat. The harakat we have is a fatha. A fatha is a line written above a letter, and it represents the sound corresponding to the English A. So the second letter that we wrote here was an A. So then when you read this all together, it will sound like ba. Just like in English we wrote ba. These are basically just two different ways of writing the same sound. The letter ba making that B sound, and the fatha making that A sound, which together is ba. If we go to the second example, of course we have the letter ba, which is represented by the English B, and then we have a kasra, which is a line written beneath E, which is represented by the English I. Therefore, we would read this combination of the letter and harakat as B. If we go to the third example, again, we look at the letter, which is the letter ba, represented by the English B. Then we look at the harakat, which is a loop, U shape, which is the dhamma, corresponding to the English U, U. So we would read this as boo, boo, ba, bi, boo. So the first row is already completed for you. Let's try one that hasn't been completed yet. Let's go to number 5. So the first thing we're going to do is what? Look at the letter. What letter is this? This is the letter ba. It's the only letter we've learned. What English letter are we going to write corresponding to the letter ba? I'm going to write a B. Step number 2, we see a loop, U, a loop shape written above the letter ba, which means this is a dhamma that is represented by the English U, U. So how would we read this? We would read it as boo, boo. And all that you do throughout these exercises is you just keep repeating this same pattern. It helps you memorize, and then once you finish, you or someone else can then check your answers. We even provided an answer key in the back of the book. So hopefully you found this lesson rather simple to follow along with. Of course, it does take time to memorize the different letters and symbols and the sounds that they represent. However, inshallah, if you just go through these lessons and you complete the exercises, then by the time you finish lesson 20 of this course, you will know how to read the Arabic language. Allah knows best. Thank you for watching. May Allah make it easy for all of us to learn and improve in the Arabic language. Jazakumullahu khairan. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.